Hello Mustangs, today is June 10th. I know that we all have been working hard on the map testing this week. Great job everyone. We have one more full week of school left, with our last day of school on Tuesday, June 22nd. Let's hang in there and finish strong. Last week's answer to the riddle was an onion. Thank you for listening to all the riddles and to Isabel and Tess for submitting some great riddles. I hope that next year Mustang News will continue with our riddles or something creative to involve our students.
Happy birthday to our June Mustangs. Melanie Corona, Asha Ermi, Liam Gilbert, Bella Lang, Cameron Owens, Hayden Pedersen, Blaise Sanchez, Susan Swartz, Adrian Swajenko, and ELL teacher Mrs. Wood. Happy birthday, everyone!
As we approach the first day of summer, June 11th marks the calendar day to celebrate National Corn on the Cob Day each year. Fresh corn on the cob is a summertime treat people from all corners of the United States look forward to as we start the picnic season. In different regions of the country, corn on the cob is known as pole corn, corn stick, sweet pole, butter pop, sweet corn, or long maize. Picking the corn when the kernels are tender and in its milk stage serves up sweeter kernels. Boiling, steaming, roasting, and grilling are the most common ways to prepare the corn on the cob. When grilling or roasting sweet corn, the husks may be left on to retain moisture and flavor during the cooking process.
While it might seem rude, proper diner etiquette for eating corn says holding the cob at each end with your fingers is appropriate. Serving corn on the cob with other seasonings, butter or oils, can add even more flavor. Consider roasting your sweet corn with a little cilantro and chili pepper. As the flavor of fresh corn on the cob calls to us, get the butter and the salt shaker ready. The time is ripe to invite friends and family for grilling, and that includes corn on the cob. Add corn on the cob to your favorite seafood boil. Whether it's spiced or mild, the sweet corn will be a crowd pleaser. Even those who prefer corn off the cob can celebrate by slicing off those kernels. Use hashtag #CornOnTheCobDay on social media and tell the world.
Most recently, our very own Miss Allen, who's a 7th grade math teacher, became a U.S. citizen. Having a U.S. citizenship is a unique bond that unites people around civic ideals and a belief in the right and freedom guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution. Deciding on becoming a U.S. citizen is one of the most important decisions an immigrant can make. Depending on your situation, there may be different ways to obtain citizenship. Naturalization is a process by which U.S. citizenship is granted to a lawful permanent resident after meeting the requirements established by Congress in the Immigration and Nationality Act, INA. Acquisition of citizenship is obtained through the U.S. citizenship parents, either at birth or after birth, but before the age of 18. Depending on your situation, there may be other requirements that you must fulfill. As part of the naturalization process, applicants for the U.S. citizenship must pass a 2-part naturalization test. The first component is an English test that assesses the applicant's ability to read, write, and speak in the language. The second part is to be able to answer 128 civics questions covering important topics about American government and history. The civics test is an oral test, and the USCIS officer will ask you to answer 20 out of the 128 questions. You must answer at least 12 of those questions correctly to pass.
What are some benefits of becoming a U.S. citizen? You cannot be deported to your country or former citizenship or nationality. You can travel with one of the most powerful passports in the world. You can obtain federal benefits available only to U.S. citizens. You can apply for a green card for your relatives. Your children can automatically become U.S. citizens if they are born abroad. You can no longer have to deal with immigration paperwork. You can apply for jobs within the U.S. government. You can vote for U.S. elections, and you can run for elected office. However, you also need to know that you have some responsibilities as a U.S. citizen, such as you may be required to give up your citizenship in other countries, except for countries who allow dual citizenship. You may be asked to serve in the military. You may be asked to serve on a jury, and you must file U.S. income tax returns for life, regardless of where you live. Most of us are very lucky that we are automatically U.S. citizens. Some of us have to work a little harder and wait a little longer to become a citizen of our great country. Congratulations to Mrs. Allen in becoming a U.S. citizen.
As mentioned, to become a U.S. citizen, you need to answer 20 of the 128 questions on the civics test. Let's see if you know any of these. Number 1. The President of the United States is elected for how many years? Number 2. What is the name of the President of the United States right now? Number 3. Who is the governor of our state right now? Number 4. What is the capital of our state? Number 5. Name 5 of the 13 original states. Number 6. Name one leader of the women's rights movement in the 1800s. Number 7. Martin Luther King Jr. is famous for many things. Name one. Number 8. What is the capital of the United States? Number 9. How many stripes and stars does the American flag have? Number 10. What is Memorial Day? If you were able to answer any of these, great job. If you didn't, well, you better start paying attention in school, because these were just the easy ones.
Oh hey, did you know that the Timberland Regional Library just opened up a new branch here on the west side? You can visit them Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Friday and Saturday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's easy accessible through the mall entrance closest to Sephora and Total Wine. The outdoor book return will be 24/7. This branch offers the newest and most in-demand books and movies. Their collections includes Vox Books, which are print books with audio designed to help young children with literary development. Bridge the digital divide with a quick computer reservations, printing services, and free Wi-Fi. The TRL collection includes books, ebooks, CDs, DVDs, e-audiobooks, e-magazines, playaways, library of things, assistive devices, zines, backpack kits for outdoor adventures, online resources, and much more. Wow, now you can hit the library after some shopping.
If you're still thinking about showing off your talents for the virtual talent show, it isn't too late. We've extended the deadline to Monday, June 14th. So submit your video to Mrs. White or Mrs. Bass or see Mrs. White during your lunch break to be recorded. Remember to keep it 2 minutes or less.
Hello Mustangs, I'm Aria and welcome to the last Cornell Connection episode of the school year. If you want to join the Cornell Connection crew next year, make sure to fill out the election survey on the website or in your emails. We will have a dedicated news broadcast class next year and you can be involved. In today's episode, we will talk about respecting personal pronouns and Juneteenth. This episode will be a little on the longer side, so stick with us. Juneteenth is short for June 19th. On that date, in 1865, enslaved people in Gravetown, Texas, learned that they were free. Newly freed Black people celebrated the first Juneteenth in 1866 and commemorated their emancipation with food, singing, and the reading of spirituals. Despite decades of activist pressure, Juneteenth is still not taught in most schools or recognized as a federal holiday. Texas was the first state to make Juneteenth an official holiday in 1980.
A common misconception about Juneteenth is that people often think that June 19th was the day that slavery ended in the United States. However, the 13th Amendment that abolished slavery was passed in the Senate in April of 1864 and in the House of January 1865. This misconception exists because the Emancipation Proclamation was issued by President Lincoln in 1863. But it took over 2 years for the news to reach Texas, which was the westernmost state in the Confederacy at the time. So what caused the news of the emancipation to be so tragically delayed?
During the Civil War, the U.S. Congress passed the Confederation Act of 1862, allowing the Union troops to seize Confederate property, which included enslaved people. The act also authorized Black soldiers to join the Union Army. Months later, the country entered its third year of the Civil War. President Abraham Lincoln issued the final draft of the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863. reaffirming the Act's goals. The document declared, "All persons held as slaves are and henceforth shall be free."
The proclamation legally released millions of enslaved individuals in the Confederacy in 1863, but those in the Union-loyal border states of Delaware, Maryland, Missouri, and Kentucky were exempted. These states had Confederate sympathies that could not have succeeded if Lincoln did not exempt them from the proclamation. The 13th Amendment, passed in April 1864, aimed to narrow this loophole by outlawing slavery and involuntary servitude in all states. However, the amendment would not be ratified until December 1865.
Even though the Civil War ended in April 1865 when Confederate Gen. Robert E. Lee surrendered to the Appomattox, Virginia, enslaved people in Texas didn't learn about freedom until June 19, 1865. On that day, almost 2.5 years after Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, Mad Gen. Gordon Granger of the Union Army arrived in Galveston and issued General Order No. 3 that secured the Union Army's authority over Texas. The orders state the people of Texas are informed that in accordance with the proclamation from the executive of the United States, all slaves are free.
In recent news, Governor Inslee signed a bill that named Juneteenth a paid day off for state employees. The holiday is a celebration of the resiliency of Black Americans, reminding us of our country's past and moral failures, alongside of persistent hope for a more equitable future. The bill passed the Washington State House in February, the Senate in April, and is to be enacted in 2022.
What if I'm not Black or African American? Can I still celebrate Juneteenth?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, here's a local event that everyone, even whole families, can participate in. On Olympia, North Thurston, Tumwater, Rochester high schools, and communities are joining together for a Juneteenth Stop the Hate rally and car parade.
It's Saturday, June 19th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Everyone will start at their local high school, like Capitol or Olympia High School, for the car parade and then proceed downtown Olympia for the rally. Participants are encouraged to decorate their vehicles with art and signage to celebrate freedom and stop the hate.
There will be speakers, open mic sessions, performances, BSU t-shirt sales, sign-making stations, and more. You can register to attend this event. The registration link is posted on the Marshall home site under Announcements.
Now that you know the history and struggle for freedom, we hope to see you at the Juneteenth celebration of freedom and continued effort to stop the hate.
Happy parade.
Please welcome my very own paraeducator, White Gear, to the Cornwall Connection. Miss Gear is going to talk about pronouns and gender identity with us.
Hey Mustangs, Miss White here. In honor of Pride Month, which celebrates the lives and legacies of LGBTQ people, let's talk a little bit about pronouns. So first, a definition. Pronouns are words we use to refer to people in place of their name. Like, she is going on vacation. He is a really talented artist. They are my best friend. The pronouns a person uses generally reflects their gender identity. However, it's important to note that pronouns themselves are gender neutral. You can't actually tell someone's gender identity by their pronouns. The only way to know that information is if they choose to share it with you. So let's talk about something that I think is very cool, people using multiple pronouns, and specifically the pronoun sets she, they, and he, they. When someone tells you they use both she and they, or both he and they, it means you can call them either of those pronouns. Some people prefer to be addressed with an even mix of the two. Others might not care which one you use or how often. If you want to make sure you're getting it right, ask, politely. So maybe you're wondering, why might someone use multiple pronouns? And that's sort of a multifaceted question with as many answers as there are individuals. Fundamentally, it's about identity and self-expression. You know a pronoun is right for you when you hear someone use it and you go, oh yeah, that's me. So, what are our takeaways? Pronouns can be used to express gender identity, but don't fully indicate a person's gender identity. The pronouns people use for you should make you feel good or neutral, not bad. Some people use multiple pronouns in a variety of ways and for a variety of reasons, and that's awesome. And this is very important. Never forget that even if the words that make you feel seen change over time, you've always been you, and you are amazing. No matter which letters in LGBTQ apply to you, we're all under the umbrella together, and it's a great place to be. For more information, I recommend checking out these links, or come talk to me. I love talking about this stuff. Happy Pride, Mustangs!
You might wonder, why are people placing their pronouns next to names in Zoom or social media, even if they don't identify as gender neutral or part of the queer community? It's all about support, love, representation, and acceptance. When mass groups of people state their pronouns openly, it normalizes and creates a safe, inclusive environment for any and all types of peoples and pronouns to freely express themselves. So feel free to share your pronouns and ask politely if you're unsure.
How do I ask someone their pronouns? First, make sure that you have shared your own pronouns. Doing so will help make other people more comfortable to share their pronouns with you. If you are meeting someone new, you might say, "Hi, I'm Maya Allen, and I go by she, her pronouns. How should I refer to you?"
But what if I make a mistake? It's okay. Everyone slips up from time to time. You don't have to make a big deal of it. Just correct your mistake and move on.
Intentionally misgendering someone is a type of microaggression in a form of bullying. You know, if someone kept calling you by the wrong name, you'd be irritated and eventually mad. So extend that same respect with names into pronouns.
Welcome to This Week in History. Wait a minute, what's that? Welcome to This Month in History.
Thank you, Imogen, for the special introduction to our final This Week in History, but now we call it This Month in History. Today, we'll be focusing on multiple LGBTQIA+ events in the month of June, and we'll be focusing on Juneteenth. Take it away, Imogen.
Thank you. June 2nd.
On this day in 1951, Gilbert Baker, designer of the Rainbow Pride flag, was born. The original rainbow flag was unveiled at San Francisco Pride in 1978 with colors intended to reflect the diversity of the LGBT community.
June 11th.
In 2017, DC's Capitol Pride Parade drew an estimated 400,000 attendees on this day.
June 16th.
On this day in 2008, lesbian rights pioneers Dell and Phyllis made headlines as the first same-sex couples to wed in the city of San Francisco. Today, the GLBT History Museum in San Francisco, California, honors their legacy by displaying their wedding pantsuits in a permanent museum exhibit. Juneteenth, short for June 19th, marks the day when federal troops arrived in Galveston, Texas in 1865 to take control of the state and ensure that all enslaved people be freed. The troops' arrival came a full 2.5 years after the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation. Juneteenth honors the end of slavery in the United States and is considered the longest-running African-American holiday. Today, Juneteenth commemorates African-American freedom and emphasizes education and achievement.
June 24th.
On this day in 2016, President Obama designated the Stonewall Inn, the site of the Stonewall Uprising, a National Historic Landmark. It would be the first United monument established to tell the story of the LGBT Americans.
June 27th.
On this day in 2017, District of Columbia residents became the first in the U.S. with the option to select a gender-neutral identifier on their driver's license.
June 28th.
This day in 1969 marked the first in a 6-day series provoked by the raid of the Stonewall Inn, a gay bar in Greenwich Village, New York City. The conflict, which would be later known as the Stonewall Uprising, is regarded by many as the single most important catalyst for the expansion of the LGBTQIA+ equal rights movement. If you're more interested in LGBTQIA+ events in the month of June, I recommend visiting this website that is posted on the screen. Thank you
For watching
our final
This Month in History.
Thank you, Mustangs, for watching our last episode of the Mustang News.
We hope you enjoyed all of the information that has been brought to you, meeting our teachers and learning new things. Remember that Mustangs are compassionate and kind, especially at Thurgood Marshall Middle School, where everyone belongs, everyone learns, and everyone grows.
Classes are never straightforward, though Harry receives some extraordinary help from the mysterious mistress. Oh my god, I really felt scared.
Welcome to This Week in History. Now on Monday, it seems my producer's telling me that we've got a runway show coming through. Yeah, in This Week in History. Wow. Yep, catwalk. Oh, look at this. This is incredible. Come on, keep them coming. Yep. What? Yeah, come on. Yes. Well, wow. What a show. Thank you, everyone. Yes, yep, keep it going. Oh, yeah. Now take a pose. Pose it. For the sake, girl.